Hear me out. Has your manager won away at the Etihad and Anfield?
Between the lines.
Yes, my Between the Liners, welcome back to the Big Six breakdown. You already know who it is. It's your boy Adnan, the best London United fan there is. And have we got a lot to talk about today? Manchester United winning 2-1 at Anfield. Harry Maguire winner. What an absolute hero. As you can tell by my face and the joy in my voice, I'm absolutely gassed. A day's passed now after the win, or not even 24 hours to be honest, but there's a lot to take in. I've tried to dissect it within my mind. I've been chatting a lot of crap on the WhatsApp groups, but I'm going to try to keep a level head here today and try to go through the game in a clear and responsible manner. Not going to get too carried away, hopefully. I know I might be saying some madness on WhatsApp. I'm not going to say the same on YouTube. I'm going to try to be realistic as I can. But so much to get into. So proud of the boys. What a top result. We've got a lot to get into in terms of the manager. As United fans, if any United fans are here watching, are you Amorim in or are you Amorim out? That's a major question I have for all of you. I'm going to give my thoughts on it very shortly. But firstly, can we talk about the Manchester United team as a whole? What a performance. The commitment and desire was second to none. We've been crying out for a moment like this for so long. The last biggest moment we had like this, I believe, was probably the FA Cup win against City at Wembley, and I was there. Make sure you go check out that vlog. But this is definitely the biggest game we've won since then, and I know we've had a lot of false dawns at United, especially post Sir Alex Ferguson retiring. Is this going to be another one? I hope not. Hopefully this is a start and laying down the foundations for something big to come as United fans. I'm not going to say we're back, but hopefully this is the start of being back, especially in a long term ideology wise, because we've just had so much failure. You know how good it felt to actually win that game yesterday? I had a bit of life come back into me. I felt alive again. I feel alive again all of a sudden. I actually enjoy football, watching football again. I've been saying the whole season and almost for like a year or so that football is crap. Watching a game like that yesterday has brought me back to life. I'm back in love with the game. I'm back in love with my club. And I'm so excited to see what else we can do this season. Can we carry on this form? Can we win another game back to back? Is it possible? Our first win back-to-back under Ruben Amorim, and it's come against Liverpool at Anfield. A major victory. Arne Slot, I heard he was complaining about us playing long balls. He complained before the game started that we didn't play Sesko. It's a squad game, mate. You didn't play Isak. You don't see our manager complaining? Get over it. What, you spent £400 million this summer and you can't deal with us dropping Sesko or rotating Sesko to the bench? Crazy. You're complaining about us playing long balls. Crazy. Deal with it. You're the Premier League champions at the moment, the current champions at the moment, and you're complaining about us playing long balls. We are crap. Like, being honest, Man United are crap right now, and we just beat Liverpool, the current Premier League champions. That says more about Slot than it says about United, to be honest. It says more about Liverpool than it says about United. Maybe you signed too many big new signings, too much money has been spent, you've ruined the squad. You've probably ruined Klopp's squad, to be honest. You've come in, you thought you're the big shot, you won the league, you didn't really change much. Now you're putting your own imprint on it. And look how it's turning out for you. 4 losses in a row for Liverpool and Arne Slot. It's embarrassing. Has Ruben Amorim ever lost 4 games in a row? I don't think he has, you know. But you know what he has done? He has won at the Etihad and at Anfield away. Incredible. Let's go for the teams because I want to speak about the players. In terms of Amorim, I'll get to that shortly, but let's give the players the praise that they're due. Starting off from the back to the front, Lammens in goal. I'm so grateful to God, to the scouting team, to Manchester United, to the manager, to everyone that was involved in signing Lammens in goal. What an absolutely sensational goalkeeper. I know I said I was going to be realistic, but this guy might be the best keeper of all time. Wow. The amount of calmness, the composure he brings to the team, the reassuredness he gives to the defence. just watching him be in goal for my team makes me feel so safe. And I haven't felt like that for a keeper that's played for Man United in years. Even the end of De Gea's time, he had man feeling shaky. Onana, nothing needs to be said. Bayande, nothing needs to be said. You already know. Lammens in goal. I know it's only been 2 games, but he is absolutely top. He's world class. He's going straight to the top. Did you see like the way he makes a save? He makes you feel like it's not going to squirm under his body and squeeze into the goal. He makes you feel like he's going to catch a cross. There was one time he had a bit of a shaky catch. It was in the air and he ended up catching it behind his body like a yard away. But he still caught it, still held onto it with 2 hands. And I felt safe. Anytime the Liverpool players are going forward, taking a shot, like when Isak took a shot, he made me feel like this guy is going to keep it out of the net and he's going to do his best to keep it out of the net. The stature he brings as a keeper, you can see he makes himself big. When Salah had that chance at the near post, he came out so quickly, he forced Salah to rush it, and Salah's hit it wide. Salah, by the way, question marks about Salah this season, and obviously definitely Van Dijk. Don't know what on earth's going on with Van Dijk this season, but stinky. Why does he keep twerking every time he's defending? Do your job. Engage. Don't let your man come forward and shoot. Did you see the way he was trying to pass off Mbuemo for that goal, which we'll get to very shortly? But Lammens, honestly, bro, you've changed my life. I'm so happy to have you at the team. You look like a Manchester United keeper. You look like a goalkeeper first and foremost. He looks like he can do the basics well and he can do his job well. And that's all I've ever asked for from a Manchester United keeper. So grateful to have him. Really excited to see where his career takes him. He's still young. I think he's like 22, 23 years old. Great start to his Manchester United career so far. Obviously, it's only been 2 days. De Ligt, honestly, top 3 player on the pitch yesterday. And you can't fault this guy's commitment and defensively, one-on-one, reading of the game. He's absolutely sensational. The guy has come with 50 years of experience and he's only 25. He's played for some of the biggest clubs in the world, the biggest clubs in the world. And he's proven it out there. His experience is showing out there on the pitch. I think he's been a remarkable defender. Sometimes he can look a bit shaky on the odd occasion. Maybe his pace might let him down a bit here and there. He is quite big, a bit clunky, but overall his reading of the game, his aggressiveness in defending is top notch. And I think he's been an unbelievable signing so far. And I still think he's got gears to go, to be honest. And I think he was one of the better players on the pitch yesterday. Definitely top 3 for the United. I think top 3 for the United team. Maguire, what more needs to be said? This guy, the last 6 goals he scored, I believe, have all been late equalisers in the Europa League, like against Lyon, or winners against Lyon, and Leicester, and the winner against Liverpool yesterday. The character that guy has, after the criticism and scrutiny he's faced, even from the likes of myself, other United fans as well, to be able to turn it around, put his heart in for the badge, give his all for the team, give his all for himself. Forget the team, for himself. The guy has put in an absolute shift and is a commendable person and honestly a great person to represent Manchester United and other professional footballers in general, to be honest. What a header, unbelievable header. And defensively, I think he was pretty solid. A few things I could probably nitpick here and there. Some of his passes are a bit off, in my opinion. He's not the greatest on the ball, despite what others might say. But still, you can't take nothing away from his attitude, his determination, his commitment, and his heading ability is one of the best in the world. And also, we should probably get him on penalties as well, because he's probably the best penalty taker I might have ever seen. Luke Shaw, he's all right. Not going to say I'm his biggest fan currently, to be honest. I don't think he deserves to be in the starting lineup. I don't think he's mobile enough, to be honest. But from yesterday's performance, didn't really put a foot wrong, I don't think. Just, I think there was one point he did let Gakpo take a shot or something like that. He's defensively still lapses in concentration sometimes, for sure, which is a bit disappointing considering how experienced he is. I don't think he should be in the starting lineup, to be honest. I think Heaven deserved a shout, especially after his good performances last season. But I get why he's playing there. He's left-footed. He's playing at left centre-back. He doesn't have to run up and down the pitch like he used to at left-back or in this system, left wing-back. But I can't complain too much about his performance yesterday. Amad Diallo. What an absolute baller. Firstly, I just want to say I think it's a travesty that he's having to play right wing back. I get he does well there. I just don't think he should be that deep in the pitch, or starting off that deep at least, because he's such a good player, and I feel like we're limiting him a bit being at that right wing back position. He has to do a lot of defensive work, and fair play to him. He tries his best. He does well. Defends for the team. He gives 100% for the team. And look how he linked up with Mbuemo for the goal. A nice for him. That's a little simple outside of the boot pass into Mbuemo's path, who's finished it off. The weight of the pass is perfect, but it's also, that's something that's in his locker, so I'm not surprised that he did that. The timing of it was perfect, and I love the way that him and Mbuemo link up together on the right-hand side, and we wouldn't have got that if he was in a more forward position maybe. So, yeah, I do like how they link up together on the right-hand side. I still think that their chemistry and relationship can build further, but excited to see more to come from both of those two. Casemiro, fair play, man. Honestly, I know we've criticised him a lot as United fans, but you have to praise him, to be honest. He played 180 minutes over the course of the 2 games in Brazil on international duty in the week. He's come and played 60 odd minutes in the game yesterday, and he didn't really put a foot wrong, to be honest. And he's so fit now, considering people trying to say he's finished, etc. I think you have to give massive respect to Casemiro. Obviously not the player he once was, but still the experience and leadership he gives to the team, commitment he gives when he's out there on the pitch is second to none. Bruno Fernandes, my guy, I will ride out for this guy till the end. Technically so gifted. I don't think it was his greatest game yesterday. Maybe sometimes he lost his head a bit, gave the ball away too quickly. You know, it's classic Bruno. He rushes it a bit. He's a bit jittery. He's a bit on the edge at all times. But the quality he has, he was crucial for the first goal. The second goal, the assist. What a player. Do you know how difficult it is to get that on the money, put that on Harry Maguire's head first time? And by the way, I think that I wanted to see where that Mbuemo shot was going, because I think that might have been flying in top corner. What a strike. But the ability from Bruno Fernandes to control it, first time cross, the control on that cross was perfect. Put it into the best area possible for a defender to attack it. It was absolutely sensational. And this is one thing I was saying to the group chat yesterday. He might not have the best games all the time, but even when he doesn't, he's still so crucial to the team, scoring a goal or creating something or being the cause for the winner. How can you criticise the guy as much as some of the criticism he gets? I see United fans saying he needs to go. It's absolutely mad. Imagine he had a competent team around him all these years. He'd be one of the star players in the world for me. If he was in a better team right now than we've been in the last few years, he'd be in the Ballon d'Or running, in my opinion. Surely. The guy is so gifted. Technique like that doesn't grow on trees. You can't find players like that all the time. Try and replace Bruno Fernandes. You're going to find it very difficult with one player at least. Maybe a couple players, cool, I understand. But Bruno Fernandes, the captain, he came through yesterday. Maybe not in terms of... And look, he puts in a shift, by the way. He was running up and down that pitch the whole game. You can't fault him for that. Maybe some might say he shouldn't be doing that. Maybe he is out of position too much. But the amount of effort he's putting in for his team, for the badge, for the manager, for the club, for the fans, you can't fault that. Diego Dallo, probably like the only negative point of the team individually, to be honest. I don't think it was his best game. He's been on a bit of a bad run of form for quite a while. The guy's just not got a lot of football IQ, if we're being honest. But saying that, he did keep Salah quiet. I know Salah did most of that himself, to be honest. But also, he's probably in the right position to defend against Salah. Hence why Salah couldn't get in the right position or couldn't get in advantageous positions. Sorry, man. A bit of a brain freeze there. Often enough, because Dallo was there ready to mark him, and Liverpool players clearly saw Dallo in the right position to mark him. Hence why Salah didn't have as effective a game as he could have. But still, obviously in possession, a few howlers, some clearances absolutely stunk. just a bit of a cause for concern for Dalot, but I also got why Amorim played him, experience as well, and he's Portuguese, just like Amorim. But yeah, that's a separate debate for another day. Mason Mount, I thought he had a decent start to the game. Outside of that, quite quiet. Showed glimpses of his technique and touch early on, but yeah, other than that, quite quiet. But yeah, I can see why the manager played him. He presses hard, he's got energy, he's still got technique on the ball. Let's move it on. Mateus Cunha, wow. Honestly, I know Mbuemo scored the goal. I know Maguire got the winner. I think Sky Sports gave Maguire the man of the match. Mateus Cunha, my man of the match. Either him or Lammens, to be honest. The ability on the ball, the composure, the football IQ, the ability to take on a man, the ability to know when to hold up the ball, the ability to know when to run with it, when to waste time, the dark arts of the game, pretending he's got cramp. Absolutely sensational, technical, flary footballer. That's a real Brazilian footballer, and I'm so gassed we've got him in the team. Ideally, I know we'd wish he turns up with more goals and assists. I think that will come eventually. Remember in the Fulham game, he had a 1-on-1. I think he scored. If he scores that, he goes in a run of goals. But it hasn't come yet, but I think it will. The ability that guy's got is unbelievable. Such a great technical footballer. He reminds me of, like, forget who he reminds me of. He's just so good on the ball. I can imagine he's an absolute menace at 5 aside, 6 aside, 7 aside. But yeah, what an absolute footballer. Honestly, throughout the 90 minutes, I think he was the standout player for Manchester United, and I do not say that lightly. An absolutely sensational signing. Mbuemo, Brian Mbuemo, my guy. The amount of pain that guy was causing Van Dijk and Kirkes gave them nightmares. Them guys are never going to want to play at Brian Mbuemo again. The finish, exquisite on his right foot. The run, exquisite. The little pocket of space he found behind the main forward 9, whoever was playing there, Mount sometimes, Cunha sometimes. In that little pocket of space, near the Van Dijk space and Kirk's space. Absolutely sensational. His running power, sensational strength, hold up play, when to pass the ball, when to make a run. Unbelievable. You have to praise Ineos for their signings at least. Maybe Ugarte might be a bit of a question mark, but even when he came on, he weren't bad. Did his job as well as he could. But signings overall, you have to say fair play to Ineos at the moment. They've got most of them right so far. Mbuemo, a goal at Anfield in the first or second minute. This is a guy that knows how to step up to the plate. This is a guy that knows what it takes to wear the badge of Manchester United. The same as Cunha. Unbelievable. Euro, don't think he had enough time to cause an impact. Mainu, I was a bit disappointed he didn't get more minutes, to be honest. I would love to see more minutes of Mainu in this team, but we won the game, so can't be too harsh on the manager for that. Dorgu, I think technically was lacking, to be honest. I think we had a few opportunities down that side where we could have punished Liverpool even further or earlier in the game before we got the second goal. But his touch and technique let him down, to be honest. But he's still a young kid. I don't think he's got a really high ceiling, to be honest. But maybe in the future, that's definitely a position that we've got to look at improving, in my opinion. Sesko, I think, was very, very good for when he came on. His hold-up play, brilliant. The disruption he causes to opposition defences, brilliant. I would like to see him using his body a bit more because he's a big guy, he's an athletic guy. I would like to see him using his body more than he does at the moment, just so he can cause a bit more of a nuisance to defenders. But honestly, for that half an hour shift he had, I think he was very good. Didn't really get a chance himself to score a goal, but he put himself about there, and you can't fault that at all. Let's come to the manager now. Ruben Amorim. I'll be real. Before the Chelsea game, when I went to Old Trafford, I was saying, you know what? If Mainu doesn't start in that game, I'm Amorim out. I'm not going to change my tune now completely because that will be pretty baseless of me to do that off one game. And you also have to remember that we have done well in big games a lot of the time. Sometimes, I guess, sometimes we have got thrashed as well. But sometimes we have done well in the bigger games. Even under Amorim, we drew 2-2 against Liverpool at Anfield last season. We obviously beat the City at the Etihad. We beat Arsenal in the FA Cup away last season as well. So my mind's not going to change completely on this one game. like I said, I was saying Amorim out before the Chelsea game, to be honest, because I haven't seen enough from him to suggest that he can turn this around. He has got the minerals to be able to lead this Manchester United team back to a Premier League title. I haven't seen that enough. This game is massive. And also, when Sir Jim Ratcliffe, I don't want to say Sir, unless it's Sir Alex Ferguson, Sir Bobby Charlton, or Sir Matt Busby, to be honest. But when Jim Ratcliffe said that he's going to give Amorim 3 years, it kind of made me feel a bit more at ease and thought, you know what? Okay, if the owner's saying that, or 25% owner, whatever you want to say, if the owner is saying that he wants to give our manager 3 years, then I'm going to get back behind that decision, and I feel a bit more relaxed now, and I hope the players feel a bit more relaxed. I hope the manager feels a bit more relaxed, that his job's not on the line every single game after the game, and he's just thinking, oh, I need to make this decision because just in case I might lose my job. Like, that pressure can be such a burden to the players and the manager and even to the fans. And I feel like that's been taken off our shoulders for a bit. So I want to praise Jim Ratcliffe for that, at least. And maybe this is the fruit of that decision, where the manager is continue to stand by his decisions despite the fans not backing it beforehand. Like, even me, I was saying Euro should have started before the game. I was saying Sesko should have started, and a lot of us were questioning Amorim when the starting lineup came out. But now that he's gone by his own decision, he stood by his own ways, and he's come out with a win, that will look favourably on Amorim, especially in terms of the eyes of the board, who are ultimately the decision makers. And maybe the fans can now feel a bit calmer and think, you know what, we can give this guy a bit more time, a bit more grace, because he stood by his decisions and he's paid off. So now I feel like we have to calm down a bit. Like, I've calmed down a bit ever since Ratcliffe came out and said that. Technically or theoretically, I'm still probably Amorim out if you ask me. But like I said, I'm going to calm down on screaming it out loud. When I go to the game, I'm still going to support him. I'm hopefully going to try. I hope the fans will try to support him, as they have done, to be honest. A lot of the Old Trafford faithful have stuck by him. Even the away fans, as you could hear yesterday at Anfield, have tried to stand by him. And yeah, hopefully things go in his favour. It's just tough because let's say we win the game at Brighton, and we might not. Brighton are a very good team, and I'm sure they've got a very good record against us. But let's say we win against Brighton. In the back of my mind, it's like, I want to see 4 or 5 good performances in a row. We might not get the results, but I want to see the team play well 4 or 5 games in a row, because we've not seen that for years. Maybe even since Fergie. Maybe Ten Hag had a good run of games at Old Trafford, actually. But outside of that, it's very difficult to find where the team has actually played well 4 or 5 times in a row, performance-wise. I want to see the team committed 100% of the time in every game. We've now gone on a run of 2 back-to-back wins. Hopefully that guy that's got the long bushy hair, he's going to get his hair cut soon, I hope, after 3 more games. Let's see a quick fixture on who we got in the fixture list quickly. We've got Brighton next at Old Trafford next Saturday. I sold my ticket for that. I'm not going, by the way. Then we got Nottingham Forest away, who are going to have Sean Dyche as manager, I think. Then we've got Spurs away. Then we've got Everton at home. Then we've got Palace away. So, if we're being honest, there's some tricky games in there. And I can't honestly say that we're going to go on a run of 5 back-to-back wins. So, to that guy that is looking to get a haircut, sorry, my guy, you're going to have to wait even longer. But if we can get 3 wins out of 5 there, or 4 good performances out of 5 there, I'll start feeling at ease about Amorim, and I'll start believing him more. And I'll start believing his ideologies more. It's a tough one. I want you guys to let me know how you're feeling about Amorim at the moment, how you're feeling about the club. It's very easy to be reactionary after a big win like that, but also we have to enjoy it. I think that was Liverpool's first loss at Anfield in over 400 days. So these days, look, they're really good at Anfield. You can't deny that. As much as I hate them, and as much as I think they're crap, they're really good at Anfield. And hopefully we're putting a dent in their title hopes. We're in a sticky situation as United fans. It looks like it's either going to be Arsenal, City or Liverpool. We don't want either of them to win, but ideally it's probably Arsenal. It's the lesser of 3 evils, 2 or 3 evils. So yeah, let me know in the comments, how do you feel? Are Man United back? I'm not going to say that, but yeah. Can you see, have you got some more optimism now? Can you really go and see us beating Brighton next Saturday? I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know. And it's just the state of our club right now, the state of the team right now. I don't think any of us are sure. But yeah, let me know how you're feeling about Amorim. Just a quick run through of the rest of the games this weekend, because this is the Big Six breakdown. We'll go through the results quickly. Spurs obviously lost to Villa, and by the way, I predicted that in the WhatsApp chat. When Spurs scored to make it 1-0, I went in the WhatsApp chat and said that Villa are going to turn it around to win 2-1, and it actually came true. I don't know, I just got a feeling about Frank. Does he go into too many games trying not to lose rather than trying to win? That's a question I have for Spurs fans and Thomas Frank. Liverpool obviously lost. Chelsea won 3-0 against Ange Postecoglou's Nottingham Forest, and he's now been sacked, of course, but apparently Forest had some really good chances to actually take the lead early on. So Chelsea still question marks around them. Obviously no Palmer for a while. City won 2-0 against Everton. I've still said throughout the whole season, I've said City are going to win the league. I think it's Haaland's season, and he's proved my point against on Saturday. 2 more goals. I didn't watch the game or highlights, so I can't comment, but the guy's an absolute beast. And I think you can't rule out Pep Guardiola, to be honest. I'm backing Pep Guardiola over Arteta to win the league, if I'm being honest. So that's still my decision. I know Arsenal won again, and it was through another set piece. So set piece FC, I don't know how well they played against Fulham or not, so I can't really comment on that either. But I just don't think it's sustainable enough for them to win the league based on set pieces alone. But defensively, they're outstanding at the moment. You can't deny that, to be fair. I think that's all the top big six teams. As you can see, I'm a bit flustered. Like, I'm still so gassed over the United win against Liverpool. I've had adrenaline in my body ever since the game happened last night. But yeah, I'm going to sign out now. Manchester United have beaten Liverpool at Anfield. Liverpool fans, I don't want to hear shit from you for the rest of the year. Maybe even 2 years. See you on the next one. Peace out.
Between the lines.